Over to your commentators Jesse May and Sam Trickett.
It's a fearsome lineup in Group B for this Premier League Poker 5. Sam Trickett in the box. When you talk about the high-stakes cash players, you know, between Dwan, Jungleman, and Antonius, they're like a group among to themselves. And then like Elky, Seiver, these guys have just been winning everything.
Yeah, they just play more tournaments, and I think they just prefer playing tournaments, and that's why they've been successful. So they kind of stick to it, and as I say, vice versa for the cash game players.
Tom Dwan, now here officially, still off the plane really from Hong Kong, but he's looking good. I mean,
yeah, I heard him blame me for his late arrival. I was like kind of gobsmacked, but I'll take it on the chin, even though it wasn't my fault and I didn't tell him when his heat was. But fair enough to him.
You know better than King Jack? Oh my God!
I mean, a guy like Tom Dwan yourself, I guess, no problem for Tom to stay up 2 days and play and that whole thing.
Yeah, he should be used to be playing tired by now. We played some long sessions out in Macau, obviously, and I don't think it affects his game too much.
Will your nose be running today?
In the Group A match, the second heat, I think it went over 3 levels without losing a player. Is there sort of this idea that first bubble, you know, getting 0 points is so bad that people play kind of tight early on?
I think it's just like there's not as much stealing the blinds because they're not really worth stealing. They don't increase your stack too much, and ruins your image for later as well. If you're like playing every hand, like people are much more likely to re-raise you later on with marginal holdings because you've been playing so aggressive.
This was originally raised by Antonius. Seiver had called with the jacks and brought the blinds in. Wilinofsky's now, after checking the flop, turned a full house.
Yeah, there's no way Seiver's going to fold to 1-bet with the jacks. He's pretty happy with this queen card. Thinks it's less likely that someone has a queen, so I imagine he's just going to go ahead and call here.
And you're just kind of handcuffed. You call, and then you have to see what happens on the river.
Yeah, and you, like, depending on bet sizing is whether you call or not on the river. It's interesting to see what Wilinofsky bets on the river. I would probably go for like a 32,000, like, representing that I could be value betting a 10.
That's changed things slightly. I mean, it's actually, Seiver looks at it as a good card.
This is a great card for Seiver. He's loving it now, and if I was Wilinofsky, I would love to check here because Seiver either has a 10 and he will always value bet that, or he has an overpair, and so he's going to call the check raise too. So I would love to check here, but I don't really know.
He has.
Yeah, I love that.
Smart check.
This is going to be a really tough spot for Seiver once he gets check raised because the problem is he reps like a 10 or jacks so well that like it wouldn't be too often that Wilinofsky's going to bluff raise, but it's still going to be a tough spot because at the end of the day he has a really good hand. Wilinofsky, for me, I think he's obviously going to check raise. I'd be interested to see what sizing. Is Seiver like potted it again, like he said? And also Seiver's potted it for like full pot. Like I don't think he would ever come over that bet. What's he made it?
I think it's 130.
Yeah, I think that's a really good raise size. Yeah, look, he hates it now. He's gone from loving the river to like loving the spot, loving the check to him. He's like praying for a call, and now he gets raised and he just hates it.
Nothing quite like having the second nuts.
You know, I mean, whether or not the league format and league standings come in, but I guess the chips in your stack, if you're a guy like Seiver right now, who had a good first heat and doesn't want to end up with a bagel, I mean, that would be a reason to fold.
Yeah, I find myself not taking it into consideration too much. I don't really know what Scott's like. I don't think he's thinking about that right now whatsoever. I think he's just thinking whether he has the best hand or not. And would Wilinofsky really bluff here, repping one hand? And I think he's going to make a good fold. Yeah,
He done it.
Sure.
That's a great fold.
Anyone want to bet where I can call with his hand?
Oh, I can call. Yeah, Tom would never fold there. Like Tom's not a big fan of folding.
Anyone?
Like